how do you think, or why do you think that confidence has been installed in you? How? Because I think a lot of people in the world struggle with that fact. They struggle with, I'm unconfident. This guy can do it, but I can't do it. Just like your friend who work in the cushy job. Why can you not work the cushy job and he has to? Like, what's the difference? You know.
Well, in regards to the performing stuff, it was very early on. I realized I liked being the center of attention, and I liked being like. I never found public speaking intimidating ever. As a young kid, I was the first one up to do a speech or a presentation. I loved it. I loved giving speeches, and I think I got that from my dad. My dad he's a big gregarious guy, and he liked to give speeches. That he used to do kind of low scale amateur stage performances and stuff in our local theatre troupe. I grew up watching him do that, and I grew up watching him give speeches and stuff, and that kind of just rubbed off on me. And so I think that's where the confidence started to build, was me being comfortable with public speaking and seeing how uncomfortable everybody else was, kind of created this separation in my mind of like, oh, I'm more confident than everybody else. And I started to associate with that. I'm just thinking about this now for the first time, honestly.
But what age were you then?
Oh, that was probably like grade 5 or something, like young. And then like early 10s, 11s, 12s, something like that.
And then obviously, like you said, when you see the separation, that made you feel special, or
I guess
different.
Yeah.
So that reinforced over and over again. Like,
yeah, that's got to be it. It's like that feeling of that, seeing that I've got something that other people don't makes you feel special, and then you subconsciously probably try to reinforce that constantly. I think that's got to be it.
Okay, well, I'm always, because I always think. So that's probably. I always think, and I always say, I think doing small things, and maybe they were small things at the time, and getting success from those small things and then stacking on top of those small things is how you build confidence.
Totally,
so
yeah.
If you're like an unconfident guy, I mean, I always say I'm the most confident guy in the world. I'm not. Don't like doing karaoke, but whatever. I only don't like doing karaoke because I know I'm not very good at singing. So why would I put people through that? Like if I have a talent, I'll do it. You're not bad, so it's okay.
Debatable.
But you do one song, we know. But I'm saying, like, for me, anything I know I have a good grasp over, I'm good at, half decent at, I'm extremely confident.
Yeah.
Because why would you think any other way? You're going to think you're going to do the best job that you can do. But if you know you're not very good at something, I always say, because I'm very straight and I talk a lot, but I'll give my opinion, and my opinion is like fact in my head when I give it. But I only talk and give opinions about things that I understand.
Yep.
If I don't know about the thing, I'll be like, no, I haven't got a clue. You tell me. You know, but if I'm like, oh, we're going to go out, where do you want to go on holiday? I know loads of places to go, so I'll give you my opinion like a fact. But I'm very certain on those things, and then I don't talk about the other things. So that's my confidence. I only have confidence in the things that I understand, and I've spent a lot of time understanding a lot of things. But if you're going to make me sing in front of people, I'm like, I don't want to do that because I know it's going to be bad. Like I have awareness enough of myself to understand that it's going to be bad. But so if I went away and I built up the skill set, then I'd be happy singing.
Yeah, just pick one song.
Yeah,
all you got to do. Just pick one song that matches your vocal tone.
I've got loads.
And you'll nail it.
Barry White. It's got to be a Barry White.
See, there you go, Barry White. I'm going to get you on that stage.
No problem. I'll get there. But yeah, so for me, I think stacking the wins on top of each other. So if you're a guy at home who doesn't quite understand what to do, it's that simple concept of making your bed in the morning. I don't know if you heard that. Like,
yeah, I've heard that.
It's like, I don't make my bed in the morning. My wife definitely does that for me. But it's like, if you're an unconfident person, just wake up and make your bed. Then you've done something, tick it off. And I think having a list of things to achieve and achieving things, like you said, you had that achievement of being the kid that standed out, and then you wanted to reaffirm that achievement by being like, I'm different from everyone else, I'm loud, look at me, like, and that would then reinforce your confidence.
Totally.
Right? So I think the guys that aren't confident, they need to reaffirm that by doing tiny things like making their bed, like getting up in the morning and going for a run, like doing whatever they can to improve their life. So I think, for me, I always like asking people about, because most people that come on podcasts are fairly confident people.
Yeah.
So I like asking, like, why do you think you're confident? Well, because I like to be different, or whatever it is, like you said. So
I do agree with what you're saying, though. That idea of stacking wins, like getting momentum. Looking back, again, it's probably the first time I've actually really introspectively thought about this particular topic. Like, why am I confident? I would agree. I've definitely had a lot of wins growing up, like top of the class, like graduated as ducks at my high school, graduated as ducks at the next school I went to, like all this kind of shit. So like academically, I had a lot of confidence. I was athletic. That built on it. Played basketball my whole life. Won awards and we won championships and stuff playing basketball. Wasn't necessarily the best. Definitely wasn't the best on the field, but I was good in my own aspects.
What positions you play?
Great defender. I ended up playing everything, man. I started off as I had an early growth spurt, so I started off as center, and then as everyone else started catching up, I went to power forward, then small forward, then shooting guard, and it finished point guard.
Oh, okay.
So I was the point guard who could out rebound a guy who's like 6'6". I'm a really good rebounder. I'll tell you that right now.
Okay.
And I know that because I've been through it. I was out rebounding guys who were way bigger than me.
When was the last time you played basketball?
Man, it's been ages. Ironically, I stopped playing basketball when I moved to America.
Oh, wow.
Which is weird. I was playing probably like 29 years.
I took over my whole life when I was at school, and because it's all about America. When I was 13, I went on an American cruise. You go to Disneyland, and then we did like a Caribbean cruise or something. I don't know. I made it sound like my family are super wealthy. They're not. It was our big holiday, whatever. But I remember being on this cruise for a week, and they had They had all the pizza you could eat and basketball. So I didn't do anything else but play basketball and eat pizza for a week on a cruise ship. But I played with American kids, and I was 13, 14, something like that, and I got whooped by 10-year-olds, like absolutely embarrassed. So it was my whole life. I went to America, I spent a week playing basketball, and I left like, fuck this, I'm going to do something else.
Yeah.
Because I knew instantly, like, oh no, I'm no good. I used to think I was good. Because at school there, I used to play I played for Essex or for Chelmsford or whatever it was, like for my county. I played county level. I thought I was good, but no. 10-year-old, so I felt bad. But we'll have to play.